dancers, today we're going to talk about footwork, and that means the part of your foot that is hitting the floor first when you take a step. I'm going to use this shoe to help demonstrate. This part of the foot is called, you guessed it, the heel. This part of the foot is usually called the ball of the foot, and the edge, the front part of that, is usually called the toe. So in dancing, more or less, we want our weight a little bit more forward over the balls of the feet than we want them, flat or in the heel, but we do occasionally need to have our weight in the heels. But footwork indicates which part of the foot is landing at which point. So putting the shoe down and looking at my feet, if you were asked to do a heel lead, that means to swing your leg forward so that the heel of the shoe naturally lands on the floor first before you roll through the rest of the foot. And this is true, most progressive dances will use heel leads. This is very common, at least for some steps. So again, a heel lead means that you roll through the heel onto the ball of the foot. It does not mean to pull your toe artificially up and land on the knife edge of the heel. That's dangerous. You can slide. We don't want that to happen. We want to be on the meat of the heel as you take your step with a fairly relaxed ankle. And that can happen, of course, with either foot. If you're going backward, the corresponding movement to that is called a toe release, which is where your toe will come up as you push the heel into the floor to allow that step to be taken. So once again, the front foot will release the toe as you propel yourself backward. Using the word push might be a little bit controversial. You're just allowing that heel to facilitate your foot backward. You're not like shoving the floor away. A ball of the foot or a toe lead, usually depending on which type of dance you're doing, the ball of the foot normally indicates a rhythm type dance where you would land on the ball of the foot because you're taking a smaller step and you're using some hip action and your weight is more forward over the balls of the feet. So those forward steps are going to be on the balls of the foot for more spot dances, rhythm dances, swings, and things like that for the most part. You can also have toe steps in smooth dances, usually when you've risen up and you've done some sort of rise and you're still on the toe as you land on that particular foot. But those are the most common things. There are other more complicated things like the inside edge, which usually, looking at the shoe again, just means that your weight is rolled more toward the inside of the foot rather than to the outside. You're rarely going to be asked to be on the outside edge. I can't think of any examples. You're almost always going to want your weight more to the inside of the foot. But if it says inside edge, if you're asked to use the inside edge, it usually means a more exaggerated inside movement. For tango, it's commonly taught that you actually have the inside edge moving across the floor, and then you roll to more toward the flat of the foot as you transfer your weight. So that's very common. But each dance will have its own specific way of taking steps based on its history and the type of movement that you're doing. I hope that helps.